Holy shit. We got to run on hair dye.
Once upon a groove on an old soul tune, I watch the pin move to shake the breakthrough. Who makes moves, maneuver in the right direction? The rest of you get left behind and messed up in the session. I'm not trying to make a difference, maybe some pocket change. I'm content with the boom bap, the raps.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Yay!
Episode 218. Sure. I'm Drunk Guys Live. I'm Travis.
I'm Dylan.
We're a podcast that takes place in bars and restaurants all over the world, and really just Hawaii and Texas. And we'd like to have some drinks at Don Seafood and also Texas. And we like to talk about the things that have happened around, well, actually, all over the world. And that's the part that's actually all over the world. Real things that happened over the week.
That in Ireland surpassed Sweden as our number 2 foreign country for downloads.
What? Nice. Yeah. Thanks, Ireland. I
Thanks,
love you.
Ireland. Yeah.
Cool.
So now we're still biggest in United Kingdom, then America,
of course.
then Ireland.
Well, in America, it's just Virginia.
Well,
right?
you mean Ireland or Northern Ireland?
I think Dublin specific, actually, was where our downloads came from.
The smartest drinkers. We had the smartest fans. Huge.
And the biggest livers.
The biggest livers. We like to think about the things that happened in the week with interesting people. We have Adam McWaters coming back.
Hello
He's
again.
our beard and our luck dragon.
I love you.
I love you too.
Thanks, dude.
It's good to see you again.
I'm back.
You're back, baby.
I'm back. You guys can't stop me for like another year.
And this year we have a special guest. This week we have a special guest. It is Adam Sweeney.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, I'm pronouncing that right, Sweeney?
Yes.
Okay, go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a hard ass. So yeah.
So I don't want to because I don't know
Sweeney.
I don't know what's gonna happen in what you're doing or whatever. But give a little elevator pitch of what you are and who you are and what you do. And
Right now, documentary filmmaker, doing a documentary about Nickelodeon called The Orange Years.
Yeah. Nice.
That chronicles the rise and golden age of that network. And that's kind of the main focus right now. Outside of that, we're doing some other scripts. And that's the end.
that's awesome.
Very cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Is there going to be a follow-up documentary about their post-Golden Years and utter downfall?
Yes, it's called The Blood Orange Years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. What's funny is that they're actually, after talking to some of the creative directors that are no longer there,
Because they died.
Well, yes, we did a seance actually.
What you guys should do.
Yeah, it was a ghost of Mark Summers, and then we found out actually he's still alive, which was kind of awkward when we were talking to his ghost.
Well,
so.
it wasn't a seance as much as it was actually just a phone that you called.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a conference call, Conference Bridge.
Yes.
Brought to you by WebEx. If you're going to use any conference system, please use WebEx.
I'm all about the plug. So. But yeah, so we talked to them, and they definitely had kind of a cutoff date whenever they felt like Nickelodeon kind of Mickey Moused out.
Yeah.
So it's funny, we've discussed, we're like, well, once we do that end, we get to that point, like, what's the follow-up? Because some
SpongeBob.
people... That's that's the jumping point. That's actually what we are referring to as the jumping off point.
That was the end of the golden years.
Yes.
That's Gwen Stacy dying.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
That is Nickelodeon snapping its neck as we all try to save it. Yeah.
Snapping its own neck.
Yes.
I want to get
Don't look at me.
I want to get back to that project because it sounds fucking fascinating, and I also want to. I'll ask some pointed questions about that. But because it's the first time you've been on the show, I have to ask you the 3 questions. The first question is, what are you drinking?
Oh my gosh, I am bathed in air right now. I need to grab probably a Lone Star in a second.
Okay, so Lone Star, so you go with the Lone Star if you have choices or
Lone Star's good. I like a good gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Anything bourbon is always great.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Bourbon man.
Second question is, what's your spirit animal?
Oh, spirit animal.
Mark Summers.
Whatever Mark Summers would morph into. So the Double Dare logo. We'll go with that.
Your spirit animal is a guy who's like absolutely sick of grime.
Yes.
And yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an over OCD Mark Summers or
Right.
normal Mark Summers. What?
An utter germaphobe.
We all have a little Mark Summers inside us, I think.
Yeah. Some of us are still involved in legal battles over that.
Third question is unique to you.
Okay.
I'm never going to ask this of anyone else, and you'll never hear it again, hopefully. What's your favorite Christmas carol?
Oh gosh. What's her name? Is it Darlene Love? Christmas, Baby Please Come Home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
I mean, well, you looked at me like, is that right or wrong? But I mean, it was your idea. So.
Yeah.
We will not know.
Yeah. Also, it may sound strange, but Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You" is
It's a solid one.
Yeah, it's a
solid
solid one,
new
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Solid.
Thanks to Love Actually movie that you still refuse to admit is good.
I don't like it. I'm sorry.
He actually doesn't.
No, you know what really bummed me out about it is like I don't know if I'm just like too progressive or something, but like the thing with the dude who plays Rick from Walking Dead.
Oh, dude, I can't.
Oh, that's
Andrew Lincoln is his name.
Yeah, that's a pretty creepy subplot.
No, what drove me crazy about that is like because Andrew Lincoln's such an awful actor, I thought the whole time that he was actually, because it's the first time I've ever seen it, never heard anything about it. I know about the cards, but I didn't know what they were saying.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was in love with his best friend because he seemed like he was gay in love with his best friend.
Yes.
And then it was like, wait, he's into women now? Like, what's going on? This movie doesn't make any sense.
That was
He
actually
was a very fashionable guy too. I mean,
That's
like,
right.
well, sure.
that was actually part of the plot. They thought he liked boys. Yeah.
Well, sure. I mean, after like that's the meta of the movie or whatever.
It's funny because I watched like the first, and I probably watched that movie more times. Well, I'll just admit it. I've watched that movie a lot, and at first I was like,
Amen.
"Oh, what a delightful series of vignettes." But the longer that I thought about it, the more I'm like, you know what? That is like an incredibly sexist film.
Yep.
It's also very, very creepy. Like not just whatever the Rick Grimes is doing to try to hit on Elizabeth Swan.
Mm-hmm.
But like the part where the guy's like, the generic toothy Britishman is like, I'm gonna go over and every woman in Milwaukee who happens to look like Elisha Cuthbert, Denise Richards, and Shannon Elizabeth, which is total bullshit, by the way. If you've ever been to the Midwest,
I have.
Yeah, there's some great looking women. Not many of them look like Denise Richards.
Right,
but
yeah.
but
It's the good land only by translation. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. So he's like, they're all gonna love my knob, and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
That is absurd.
Cheese has way too much power over there for that shit to happen.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Squeaky curds, man.
Yeah.
They're delicious.
Big
They're
squeaky
delightful.
curd. They control that sound. That city. The only thing I actually like from Love Actually is Liam Neeson's like vignette or story with him and his son. I thought that was like kind of really sweet.
Which
but I also
is-
remember nothing about it except for that was the only thing I liked. So
But which is super heartbreaking, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you find out later on. I mean, like down the road, like I think is her name Natasha Richardson, his wife.
Yeah.
So when his
Yeah.
wife passed away
Yeah.
because of brain trauma
From a skiing accident.
skiing accident. So you watch that and you're like, and I'm not sure if that happened before or after. I think it may have happened after the film. But if it happened before, then man, that's like the ultimate in method acting.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
intense.
yeah, they're like, just think of something sad. Like, got it.
Try to imagine your wife dying.
Yeah,
I'm in. Okay,
there. That's why I was so obsessed.
Roll
with
the cameras.
Yeah, and go.
He didn't even
I
know
have
that-
brought that film.
He didn't even know they were. Yeah, he didn't know they were filming. Actually, like he just
Sure,
showed up.
sure.
Yeah,
Here's a kid now, and he's like, I'm so sad. I'm so sad.
I have plenty of them. You've seen Taken. You know how it goes.
Yeah. Also, one of my favorite things about the Deadpool movies, like just this random bit about
Yes.
like I dreamed that Liam Neeson was after me in Taken, whatever. And also, if you think about it, at some point, yeah, no, finish it. Yep.
He says at some point after you get to the third film, you realize that's just poor parenting. That is the best part of Deadpool. Easily.
Well, you got all those answers correct, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's I almost dropped my whiskey. Getting
Did your-
excited about doing this.
Did your previews for when you watched Guardians of the Galaxy 2, there was that Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson movie preview?
Oh yeah,
It looks phenomenal.
the assassin's bodyguard or con man's
but they
bodyguard.
played I'll Always Love You.
Yeah.
Like they're
Oh,
the,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was
Oh,
a
yeah.
well-produced trailer.
Yeah,
like
absolutely was, yeah.
there's meta digs,
Nice.
and then and it's Ryan Reynolds who's perfect and Samuel L. Jackson who's Samuel L. Jackson
Yeah.
at all times.
Yeah, for me it was what was Star Wars. Kumail Nanjiani's new show called movie called The Big Sick.
Yes, which I heard is
Yeah.
great.
That looks fucking awesome.
It
Actually.
does look
Really?
awesome.
Yeah. Have you seen the trailer for it?
No, I haven't. I saw
Um,
it was like in the trailers to check out this week.
I watched the
It's
trailer
cool.
online, but it does look really fucking
Yeah,
good.
I mean the concept's very simple. It's like dude's dating. I think it's Kumail Nanjiani. He's dating this white woman, and they're like really, really enjoying it. But his parents don't like it, so they're going to set him up with someone else.
And they're trying to arrange a marriage for him.
And so the white girl that he actually really wants to be with is looking at these pictures of people like what's going on with this. He's like, well, we have arranged marriage in my culture, and she storms out, and he goes to find her again, and she's in a medically induced coma now. And so now, in order to win her back, he has to hang out with her parents. and it's this really fucking fascinating story. Like it's probably one of the more interesting romantic comedy like concepts. Like,
Interesting.
it looked really interesting. But for some reason,
Actually, the first that was a Sandra Bullock movie called While You Were Sleeping.
Which Bill Pullman, I'm totally team Pullman.
Yes, all the way.
Yes.
All the way.
Yeah, especially whenever he is stealing any love interest of Peter Gallagher, specifically.
Of course,
Yes.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are rules in society, sir.
Right.
and that's a very specific rule, but we have codes. Damn it, we are civilized.
Well, without this, it would descend into chaos.
Pullman gets his. Is my point.
He always does.
That's why they call him the pole man.
Yep. His father and father before him.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, get there.
So he actually came to Fantastic Fest, and he did one of the Mystery Science Theaters for Independence Day. No, Mystery Science. I'm sorry, Master Pancake
Master
Theater.
Pancake,
I apologize.
yeah.
Master Pancake.
Well, it was Mr.
Theaters-
Sinus before.
Yeah. So it was like 2 generations ahead, and he came and played his role of the Independence Day president.
That is
And,
awesome.
That's cool.
And he was the nice. I mean, he's just the coolest, nicest guy in the world that you'd ever meet. And I openly got very frustrated whenever people were, especially whenever Bill Paxton passed away. And people were like, "Hey, sorry," and put pictures up said "Rest in peace" of Bill Pullman.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, one, like,
I get the gag, but also,
also
sure.
a guy just died, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
So, but
That's,
Bill,
that's the hack joke on the internet, Like,
Yes.
person passes away, and you like throw up Mark Hamill, and like let the force be with him or something, like,
right?
or a picture of Spock, like whatever.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
At least we put him in a dress.
Sign.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. A golden white dress. Yeah, man. So just a random thing, because I want to dive into the project thing because it sounds fucking cool. But like,
yeah.
how many people have talked about Pete and Pete?
Oh,
The
okay.
best thing ever.
Yes. How many people?
So it's funny.
3.
Yes.
You're sitting right. Well, Pete.
All right, well, that's like the only
there's
question.
Pete and Pete.
Pete, and then whoever owns the right to the word "and," because he wants his money.
It's Ayn Rand. We know.
Yeah,
that.
Ayn Rand.
It's a portmanteau.
How many people have talked to Pete about Pete and Pete? Oddly enough, so we've been very fortunate in securing a lot of interviews. The 2 right now that have been the hardest nuts to crack are Danny Tamborelli and Michael C. Morona for Pete and Pete,
Yeah.
which is so odd because
Yeah.
Pete and Pete is The Incredible Adventures of Pete and Pete are my like it's my favorite all-time Nickelodeon
Yes,
show.
It was really
absolutely.
solid.
Me too.
But like Morona, like basically checked out of everything and like works as a cashier or something now by choice. Or
So what's weird is that they actually collectively have a podcast called
Really?
The Adventures of Danny and Mike.
all right.
Oh,
They're getting that Nickelodeon like nostalgia money for
All right,
sure.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
Danny,
Good for them.
Yeah. They're doing with AV Club. They're in June. They're going to be doing a reunion in Chicago. Just like a panel, which
Sweet.
I think would be really cool. Yeah. See.
Oh, rad.
Yeah. And the thing is that they
Actually, he actually looks younger. How does he look younger?
yes.
I mean,
Botox.
he just got off the shift at Papa John's or whatever. But, I'll definitely check that out because
Yeah,
I love the show.
they're both amazing. Like we have,
Yeah.
we hold them in high regard. I mean,
It's crazy because I feel
Yeah.
like people forgot about that show.
It
Yes.
was only on for like 2 seasons or something, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
correct. There were 3 seasons.
Okay.
There were 3, but the 2 were kind of like
Really short seasons.
yes,
Yeah.
the pinnacle were the first.
But they were so good.
Because there's
Yeah.
two things that come up when it comes to Nickelodeon in my head, and like I've seen at least small little cusps of people trying to Google song from Pete and Pete,
Yes.
but not the theme song from Pete and Pete, the Garage Band song that he can't remember. Do you remember that
Yes.
episode? Like it's like the older brother winds up walking by a band, like band's playing or whatever, and then like the house is gone or something in
Yes.
that weird, goofy way, like the same kind of like Erie, Indiana thing that Nickelodeon was like, hey, let's have fun with this. But every time I talk about Pete and Pete, it's like, oh, what's Pete and Pete? It's like, all right, check this out. There's a character named Artie, the strongest man in the world. Strongest man in the world. And as there was warring family tribes or whatever, and like Artie was on one side, and they were like, all right, what we're going to do is we're going to push this house off the cliff or something. But Artie was only strong enough to push it 1 inch, and so there's a scene where the dad's coming home, and he tries to put his key in the lock, but he's an inch off, and he goes, "Aah!" And it's so fucking goofy. But it's like, as a prank, it's like, how does that work in the real world? Or like younger Pete, not just a tattoo, but like trying to save up to get a fucking a jetpack.
Yes.
But instead of a jetpack, it shows up as a fucking leaf blower. It's like, someone greenlit this. It's fucking great.
Yeah. It's brilliant. It was way ahead of its time.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Adult Swim material before Adult Swim was a thing, without it being like super dark or weird, but it was kind of dark and weird.
Yeah, no,
just like Erie, Indiana, actually.
I was turned on to Pete and Pete by my dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he at the time
I was there at the Ouija board.
That was early 90s, right? Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, so my dad was like in his early 40s, and I was 22, 23. He's like, you gotta check this thing out. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Good for your dad.
Yeah. Being ahead of the curve.
DM straight.
Let's take our first break. We'll come back with more show.
Wipe the dust off the canvas and wait till we break.
Not North Korea territory, sir.
My old soul shoes tripping on his deep groove. And the night's new, what a feeling, what a nice mood. A bam, boom, rock, we're here to rock.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hey.
Segment 2, the Double Deuce. Still hanging out with Dylan, of course.
Yeah.
Still hanging out with Adam.
Hey.
And hanging out with Adam Sweeney.
Hey.
First time on the show. Adams and Adams.
Adams and Adams.
All days. All
Being
Adams.
a Highlander.
You will be the only one, I promise. You could totally take me out.
And we'll keep this in mind, too, that actually, so Don's is two things. It is North Korean territory, because of reasons. Kim Jong-un loves our show. And then it is also holy ground, technically, so no fighting.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep,
no.
yep,
No
yep.
Adams.
Except for the
rules.
Fighting 3. That's fine.
Well, yeah, but no
actual
no
fighting.
decapitation. Really.
Yeah.
And I didn't even bring my sword. I don't know if you
Yeah.
did at all.
I've got one on loan, so I got to pay it off. It's on layaway. Sword layaway.
Okay,
It's a
okay.
thing.
That's how they get you, too.
Do you need to borrow some money? I can
Thank you.
I can
I
fudge
appreciate-
Yeah, he swung by campus, picked one up. It was easy.
He's miserly.
That was a UT murder joke for you kids out there.
Yeah.
A little Waller Creek humor. It never,
I did find that bizarre timing wise, because as a fan of knives, as I am, many of them are just generally not legal to ever carry around.
Yeah. True.
Because they're
Yeah, sure.
decoration,
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah.
But you still carry a gun on campus, so that's going to solve the problem.
I don't ever go to campus or have a gun. But
That's your right.
anyway,
That's your
but
right.
there was an amendment to the knife laws of Texas to adjust them. So a lot of nerds like me were like, "Whoa!" And then it's like, man, just 15 seconds later, some motherfucker goes on a knife stabbing spree. I was like, "Well, there goes that."
Yeah.
right.
Conspiracy.
So I have some questions about this Nickelodeon stuff because
Yeah.
I was a huge fan of the Nick
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Because I'm older than you guys, so I was the prime audience when they were first 78 through 84 or something. That was my jam.
Cool.
You can't do that on television. Turkey TV.
Yeah.
First time I saw Dana Carvey do his broccoli skit. Still doing it.
I did get to watch You Can't Do That on Television, so I'm very
Love
happy
that.
about that.
Love that
So
show.
He grew up in Germany, so he was actually shipped. His cousin shipped him tapes.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
So that's why I have never seen Pete and Pete. And everyone
okay.
talked all kinds of shit about it, but I was like, by the time I came back to the U.S., it was kind of over, I guess. Or,
Yes.
And
It's kind of a fascinating point, actually. Like that.
Yeah, and so I just missed it.
Yeah, you missed a lot, but you still know you can't do that on television.
Yeah.
That's really fascinating. It's like, so the cousins are like, of all the stuff, we have a very limited time to send you things on VHS. Here's what we do. It's like Pound Puppies was definitely on that list, right? At some
why
point.
does
yeah.
that exist?
Yeah. Hey, I'm pro Pound Puppy, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Save it for segment 3. It's called The Fighting 3.
Save it for the fight.
He's down with the pound.
He's down with the pound.
Yeah.
I mean, I never clown on someone who's down with the pound.
No pound clowning.
Not North Korea territory, sir. That would make a lot more sense if you heard what happened before the show. So yes,
I always love barf.
so yeah, you're
I heard
Barf,
that.
that's right.
It's good times.
What do you think's in the burger?
Yes. Yeah, I'm missing my cat. And he's like, what do you think's in the burger, huh? I was like, which is crazy, right? Because, well, first off, I got to give, if it's okay, I would like to say hey and give a shout out to co-director of the Orange Years, Scott Barber. He's absolutely amazing.
What up, Scott?
Thanks, Scott.
He's absolutely incredible, and he actually had a chance to go to Canada and interviewed for You Can't Do That on Television book reunion a lot of the members. Christine McGlade, who played Moose on You Can't Do That on Television, was here for South by Southwest. She comes like every year.
Really?
She's big into education. Yes. Yeah, she's totally cool, and she's big into educational apps.
Yeah, she basically never left educational television, basically. That's her entire life. Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, so she's big into the tech industry.
Okay.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
And she comes back every. Oh, cool.
Yep.
Okay. It's like her and DJ Jesse Jeff. They just can't stop doing South by
We
Southwest.
got to get him on the show too.
I mean,
He's
God.
available. Yeah.
Is he available?
Oh, I saw him play at a coffee shop in Amsterdam.
Well, he's like, I think
2:00 on a Tuesday. Yeah, we can get him.
I think they're doing. I think actually him and Will Smith are doing a tour through Europe right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I would go see that.
Fuck yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah,
I would.
no, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a big Nightmare on My Street fan.
Fuck
dude.
yes. The Mike Tyson one. Well, like
I think I could be Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Are you familiar with the Lonely Island songs? Mm-hmm. Have you heard the I Can Beat the what was the actual name of the song? It was about Rocky. I Could Beat Up Rocky.
Yes.
Like it's almost a ripoff of I Can Beat Mike Tyson.
Are you sure it wasn't an homage?
It has to be a perfect homage, or like I'll be mad at them because like I think I could beat Mike Tyson. I still like just randomly hanging out. Like I think about the ding ding as a rhyme, using the foley about it. Like, it's so fucking great. Whatever. I'm sorry. I can talk about Will Smith.
That's
All
right.
you know.
That's
know.
right.
I can talk about DJ Jesse Jeff, the Fresh Prince.
Anyway, back to Moose.
Back to Moose.
Green
Yeah, sorry.
slime.
Best.
Yeah, it reminded me of the 30 Rock thing because that's another big deal. It's like the 30 Rock, the episode of 30 Rock where the Jackie Jormp episode where Helen Mirren got slimed.
Yeah.
Nice.
Helen Mirren of all fucking people who was
Kids'
hosting
Choice
thing.
Awards.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how you know you've made it.
Dame Helen
Mirren.
Mirren.
Excuse me.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Sorry, Helen.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, I'm excited.
Saw the new Kingsman trailer, so obviously.
I cannot wait for this movie to come out. I want to see this because this is my jam.
Yeah,
It's
that's cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And what's interesting is, as you know, like Nickelodeon, a lot of times, like people, I think, associate it, kind of almost compare it to Disney in a way, and they look at it as like children. It is very children focused. Don't get me wrong; it's all about children. But the film itself is definitely going to have more, like I think, kind of an edgy, kind of punk rock aesthetic.
Okay.
Because Nickelodeon, when they came out, they were very rebellious.
Oh yeah,
I mean, they subverted all expectations for children's programming, and I mean, you can't do it on television, right? Like
it was quite, I wouldn't say blue, but the closest thing to it. It was not a normal product.
I mean,
it was
you had
definitely edgy.
racish? No?
It was edgy.
Yeah.
You,
edgy.
I mean, you had like jokes about firing squads, right?
Yeah.
Where like people were being
Yeah.
killed, and you know, you had Alanis Morissette pre Dave Coulier interaction,
Which is important.
Which is, I mean, hey,
that was an era defining
it was
change.
Which, and he was in Out of Control, right?
That's right. Yeah,
he was also Nickelodeon.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
I like that. Like the anti-Disney. The anti-Disney. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
cool,
which
cool.
is
they were odd. Yeah, it was offbeat for sure.
Yeah, it was
I
wonderful.
liked it. Yeah.
How they gonna put on really good programming?
Yeah.
Because like it's like that in Erie, Indiana. Like I feel like people. But that's why I'm surprised that someone else remembered Pete and Pete aside from us because we're close friends.
Yeah.
That I was expecting you to say no one brought it up, you know. But like I'm glad people are bringing it up,
Yes.
Erie, Indiana, because I think when people's like, "Oh, Rocco's Modern Life," like, well, which is cool,
Right.
And also like in some spots more adult than it probably should have been.
Big time.
Like, yeah. It's like that's like it seems so boring in comparison to like an episode literally where one kid decides to not roll back time because he doesn't believe in the daylight savings time and he gets lost in a fucking world where that time, the hour that people forgot. Oh God.
Yeah.
He's inside that milk truck and he looks out the window of the milk truck because the milk truck people are the only ones who are trying to save you from the people who eradicate the Langoliers of the Nickelodeon world or whatever. And he looks out the milk truck and then his face is on a fucking carton of milk screaming like, oh my God.
And that's why he's doing a documentary on this.
Because it means a lot.
Yeah, and we were stunned whenever we did 5 minutes of Google research to see if this had been done, and it hadn't. And we were like, what? And so we've been really fortunate because even some of the executives, like the creative programmers and everything that were there during what we call the Orange Years.
Yeah.
We met them in New York this past week, and they David Vogler, who created GAC and Floam. He was amazing. And he said,
That genius.
yeah, I mean, he was so cool. And I mean,
Yeah.
and we were just like,
I mean, how do you make Silly Putty better? Well, he did.
yes,
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, hold my beer.
Ripped a bean
Like,
bag.
Hold my beer.
yeah. And I mean, he was a genius, and they all were geniuses. And he told us, and we were so lucky. And he said, I've been waiting years for this film,
This kind of project.
to
Wow.
be made, and I don't know why
That's
it hasn't
awesome.
been. And
Yeah.
so in the same way that Nickelodeon kind of they latched on, they found something, right? They tapped into some type of source,
Yeah.
like where just like was to the heart of kids and even adults,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like you said, your dad was watching it.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Did anyone watch, just as a
Yeah, yeah,
sidebar,
yeah.
did anyone watch Gravity Falls? It was a
Yeah,
Disney
yeah.
animation.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I loved the shit out of it. And it now that we're talking, it seems like it seems like Gravity Falls was Disney's like, hey, I miss you, Nickelodeon.
Yes.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah.
Like-
Yes.
As a love letter, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
because it's very much on par with kind of a lot of the really good content that Nickelodeon was making back
Yes.
in the day when they were competing like directly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, anyway, I think it's
Gravity Falls is
beautiful
amazing.
stuff.
I mean, Rick and Morty obviously
Rick and Morty is some of the best
influenced.
television
I mean,
ever made.
and it's
Yeah.
obviously
It's-
influenced, right, by
Yeah.
John Christofalusi, who was the creator of Ren and Stimpy. I mean, we
Yes.
owe a lot to those people. I mean, I think even like
Ren and Stimpy changed a lot for.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, I mean, like it was the. Well, I was going to say the Pee Wee's Playhouse, but really, I think only my parents hated Pee Wee. But yeah, Ren and Stimpy was disgusting, and it didn't make any sense. It shouldn't have
It
worked.
did
by
not
any means.
enrich you in any capacity.
Almost to the point where, like, the remake of it, when they came out with the adult version, was like, well, but I mean, like, the whole point of it before it was capable on its own without like the need more tits thing, whatever.
Right.
But that itself is also a fascinating part of American television
Yeah.
history. Is that they're like, well, let's bring it back and like let's capitalize on the dirty parts.
Yeah.
Like, no, there's no capitalizing. It was like,
Yeah.
don't let your parents see that you're watching this kind of crazy.
Well,
fucking-
I guess that's the subversive little hidden
Yeah.
edginess that was always there during
Yeah.
those days.
Before Beavis and Butthead, where it was like really apparent, there was
Yeah.
like, this is bad for kids or whatever.
Right.
I guess, but whatever.
Yeah.
But,
Right,
yeah.
we all felt like we were kind of like in on some joke that parents didn't know, right? It's because
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
like, hey,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
watching Nickelodeon. Meanwhile, we're watching the Pope like grab onto Powdered Toast Man's ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And we're like, hey, mom, I'm watching kids
It's kids programming.
It's
It's fine.
good.
That horse is wearing a lot of nipples. Whatever. Send the police.
Yeah, dude, Mr. Horse was
Yeah.
one of the most like,
Yeah, the
Yeah.
walrus. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, Rick and Morty as an extension of that is fucking fascinating, really.
Yeah.
I mean, Tenacious D did a thing with the Spumco, like the animators from the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
But
You
yeah,
Softly.
you also have to, you have to think of that the people who worked on that, the kind of shit they're into, like they've been into that for a while,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's like being able to temper that down to what was,
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy,
Yes.
or whatever, versus everything else they will do.
Yes.
Well, I
They'll
mean,
do anything.
even like when did Invader Zim come out? I mean, that's like past that
Late
prime.
90s.
Oh yeah, but that's
But I was in there.
But that was with the Jonah Vasquez, like
Yeah.
his original comic series was so fucking super dark.
all of them were.
Well, yeah.
they're all on a bookshelf in my house, and they are absurdly nightmarishly terrifying.
Yes.
But Nickelodeon gave him
And-
a shot. You
Yeah.
know, that's
But yeah,
fucking fascinating.
And Invader Zim
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yes.
and Jesse still has it on VHS.
Yeah, so there's a story actually about John Christofalusi who apparently he came in he came into and it's probably actually giving away a little bit of the film, but so he comes in, right, and they're talking Nickelodeon originally, whenever it came to Nicktoons, which ultimately they chose Rugrats, Doug, and Ren and Stimpy as their like primetime lineup, right? They had eight
Nick is kids.
Yeah, Nick is kids with nipples, right? And they had
Fucking
8
close-up pimple shot or whatever.
which is another thing. They were amazing, right? How they had that cell, right? They would always
that
go
single,
to single cell actual drawings, like paintings.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so John Christofalusi comes in, and he basically was the embodiment of Ren and Stimpy. And so he's like, so then Ren, he's like pulling his shirt off and ripping it out, right? And he's like, so then Ren comes in, and he's like, you stupid fucking idiot, and he's like, Ren,
Beloved ice cream bar.
right, exactly. Yeah, and I loved how he's always like when he would write Stimpy, he was like, "Dear Stimpy, you stupid idiot. How are things?" And so he like basically went off for like 30 minutes, and he's rolling on the floor, like losing his damn mind.
God, that's
and
awesome.
And he finally gets up, grabs whatever effects he has, and he walks out. And Geraldine Laybourne, who was the creative programmer, and she led the Kids with Attitude era. She's like the greatest human being ever. And she looks over and she looks at everybody else, like there were, the in charge of acquisitions, and she says, "Okay, I don't know what the hell just happened, but buy something from that guy.
Capture it."
Yes. So they're like, get something from him. And I mean, and
It's clearly missing from my Pokemans.
Chris Falusi, actually, that's the second version of the Jigglypuff. Yeah. Not a lot of people know that.
Yeah.
So
His middle name is actually Clefairy. Yeah. That's Clefable. I'm sorry. I know more about Pokemon than I should have. And I fucked that up.
It's okay. I did not get the joke, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't for you. It was for me.
it wasn't for you.
I was apologizing to myself anyway. So,
Somebody listening laughed.
The Pokemon.
like I actually I remember the Ren and Stimpy comic came out. Like I had the Ren and Stimpy comic, and like it was sealed.
Yes.
And so it was two things. It was sealed, and there was a cover. Like it had like this thing. It said like open the bag and find out what Ren is saying. And then it also had a fucking air freshener that was supposed to smell like some
fart?
kind of garbage or something,
Yes.
And when you open it, it's like literally covering up whatever Ren is saying to Stimpy at the time. And you open the thing up because I was a fucking kid and I wanted not only to know, but also I wanted that fucking air freshener, which got stolen out of my car. Open the motherfucker, and it literally is Ren screaming at Stimpy, "You open the bag, now it's worthless." And then maybe 10 years later, I tried to find out how much that comic costs unsealed, and it's about $1,000. So let's take a break. We'll come back with more show.
God, I love Star Wars so damn much. It's stupid.
On this fortified train, slowly sewing my name on the quilt. Great, wipe the dust off the canvas and wait till we.
That's
Real
fair,
fast,
but
that
Too
was-
late. Welcome back to the show. Segment 3, the Fighting 3. Star Wars talk. It's Star Wars talk. Rogue One was an awful movie.
You know what?
I will say this. Better Call Saul.
After the crowd
It is-
settles down.
Better Call Saul is so exciting as to make me faint. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Legion met that bar for
Legion's
me
pretty damn
as,
good.
as far
Legion is
as
so fucking
as far
good.
as just fucking incredible television.
That last scene,
And
without even spoiling a thing, was so fucking frightening to me.
Yeah.
So
It was terrible.
I don't know how they can.
I loved it.
Tense up a thing so fucking hard, but not to interrupt. Sorry. Good.
And then and Rick and Morty, I think, is up on that bar.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
far as like just some of the best actual television ever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We all agree.
Yeah.
The end.
And yes, after watching it again, Rogue One is a terrible movie. Last 10 minutes.
Dude,
The last
wait.
10 minutes are great.
Oh, sorry. Please tell us.
Oh,
What do you think about Rogue One? Let's do it.
yeah. No.
You're just a
Rogue-
guy now. Before you were a director, before you were creating awesome stuff, now we're talking about fucking Rogue One.
Yeah.
Now it's down to brass tacks, son.
Dude, who was it who always thought, like, is it, I'm trying to think of, like, Method Man or somebody like that is always like, we're going to do it, son. Like, you know?
That's probably Redman.
Redman, yeah.
Classic Red Man.
Speaking of great television, Method and Red was a fantastic show.
It was good.
Yes.
It was.
I totally missed that.
On MTV.
Because it only existed for a spark.
Was it-
a mere burning ember floating into the heavens before its light collapsed?
Which, by the way, we need to tap into to that nostalgia and making the anti-Blue Man group, which would be the Red Man group. There you go. We should do
I mean,
that.
that's also, goddamn, you know, like, all right, so the fact there's already, there's 75 fucking Wu-Tang members. I think I'm a Wu-Tang member.
I think we all are.
Yeah, technically. I mean, Bill Murray is obviously Chief Master General. But there's a point of that, like Red Man Group actually could be another fun name for a documentary about how important Wu-Tang was to all fucking rap.
I don't think.
But it would
Redman
still be
was-
just be one Red Man.
Redman wasn't actually part of Wu-Tang.
He's an honorary member.
He's
though.
an honorary member, yeah.
Yeah, he's an honorary.
I mean, he.
member, but-
I mean, that's
like,
that's
that's only because
that's-
he was doing all that shit with Method.
Right.
And-
That's what I mean. That's swing, you know, like
Yeah.
and a miss.
Yeah.
No.
And also, How High is a great movie.
Yeah. Said.
that was a fucking great idea too.
Yes.
All right, so okay, here's a question. I might lose some people here, but what did you guys think about Idle Hands?
Fantastic fucking movie.
It started my love of
Jessica
all
Alba.
things Jessica Alba.
Oh, yeah.
That's the bet. That is the coolest Jessica Alba will ever be. Ever.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see Idle Hands? Okay. okay.
And
then,
Devin Sawa was
Devin Sawa,
awesome.
yeah, God damn. I mean, very few people, I think, have ever really captured amazing physicality on the
Yes,
screen.
yes,
Devin
yes,
Sawa was
yeah.
surprising, was brilliant.
Yeah.
And that's
really, really good.
That's why I also feel really bad about saying the following statement, but that's one of the reasons why I actually kind of liked the main dude from Transformers for a long time. I thought about this before. Now he's a piece of shit.
Oh, Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf. Now he's doing crazy art stuff or whatever. Like, that's fine. But
Or having others do it for
there
him.
was one scene in Transformers 2 or 3 where he was so pissed at his car that he opened the hood and just was kicking the shit out of it. Not standing on the car, standing on the ground and just like literally just full on fucking hard ass kicks. And it's like, this guy actually knows physical comedy, and where he's always going to be remembered as a Transformers guy, and that bums me the fuck out. Because Idle Hands is not a popular movie.
It should be.
Yeah.
It
But
should.
like just being like.
Had Seth Green in it, for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Not Seth Green. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Seth
Seth
Green.
Green. Totally
Yeah,
Seth
yeah,
Green.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
he's the best friend that gets killed.
Yeah, but he doesn't know he's dead yet and just sits on the couch smoking weed.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It was kind of like it was kind of Shaun of the Dead before Shaun of the Dead.
Yes.
In a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Idle
Devin
Hands
Sawa-
didn't need to exist either. Like that.
Right.
That's the best thing about it. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and also like Devin Sawa, which this is something.
Speaking
that,
of slackers, we've two
always
slackers
comes back.
jokes. Yeah.
So I've thought about this a couple of times because every Halloween during October I try to watch like 30 to 31 movies of horror films, and Casper's generally one of them that I always watch because I think it's a pretty damn good film. Bill Pullman, by the way, is right. Yeah, and there's a part at the end though where Casper it finally comes to human form and he has his dance with Christina Ricci, and he says, "Can I keep you?" Which is meant to be super cute and like but if you think about it,
That
like
sounds
holy,
I'm
fucking
going to
creepy.
kill you now.
could you imagine like if you were proposing like to your wife, like
Right.
your future wife?
That
if
is
you
not
gave-
the way to word it.
Right, yeah. You're doing your wedding vows and you're like, whatever her name or his name or whatever you say, and you're like, can I keep you? At that point, you just moonwalk the fuck out. Like, you're done.
Oh, look at my wrist. I've got a thing.
Especially if the person asking you was just moments ago a ghost.
Yeah, by the way, I was dead for a long time.
He knows shit you don't know yet. So
Yeah.
it's like, can I keep you? Yes, absolutely. Like, and now your soul, like, and go
Yeah.
off together forever.
Yeah.
You just met 5 minutes ago.
isn't that the plot of? What was that name of the? I have to find that movie. It's about it's a couple that don't love each other that wind up going to a haunted house and like having to find the thing, and like one girl winds up fucking a ghost and they go off their own. I know we've talked about this movie before. I will find out.
That sounds like season 1 of American Horror Story.
No, it's a movie.
Meryl Streep and Bruce Willis?
It's not What Lies Beneath, obviously, but
You've been waiting all night.
not Innkeepers, not...
There's a bus of people.
Oh, wait. What?
There's a bus. Like it's tour guides. They have a spooky, scary house.
Oh, yeah.
And actual ghosts show up.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll figure that out later.
Yeah. I stopped. First.
So anyway, sorry. I got distracted by thinking about that one movie. Whatever.
Well, let's figure that out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out with booze. Cheers.
That's the way it always works.
Yay!
All great life decisions are made with booze.
exactly. It's
You
the
have the best ideas.
plan and
Travis.
juice.
Was on the Mighty Boosh, right? We talked about like I'm the
Yeah.
electric Superman.
Yeah.
He drinks like a bunch of like a Four Loko, basically, whatever that is in Britain. He's like, I got the electric juice, and then proceeds to get his ass kicked by the crack fox. Of
course.
yeah,
The crack
The
fox.
mighty booze.
What a great show.
yeah.
all their shit is weird.
Yeah.
I love it.
All
I
of it.
love it.
Do you know about the Rubber Bandits?
No.
The Rubber Bandits.
Oh, you're gonna need to know about the Rubber Bandits.
Do you love you love Tenacious D?
Yes.
Do you love the Fly the Coin Chords?
Yes.
Rubber Bandits are the Irish version of both of those things, but also far fucking more weird.
Irish.
Okay.
And far more Irish. They're from
specifically Limerick.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
I like that.
Their game show is fantastic.
Yep, yeah, they have a show called the Almost Impossible Game Show, which is literally like
It's so low rent.
it's so
Yeah.
low rent, but it's
And so it's
also
like-
it's an opportunity for anyone else in the world. It's like a Dave Goulier or like a kind of like
Yeah.
American like funniest videos or whatever. Like they're like, oh, this person fell over, but it's a combination of two things. One, the games are fucking stupid
Yeah.
and almost impossible, but mostly impossible. Where you have to like, you're running on a treadmill, it's going really fast, and you have to hop in the air and bite off a piece of a hot dog that's hanging from a string.
Yeah. That was iteration 2. The first iteration was you have to run on the treadmill
And put on pants.
jump up and grab the pants that were hanging above you
Yeah.
and put them on while still
running
running
on
on
the
the treadmill
Yeah.
and not fall down.
And not fall down. And that's one game, and you have I think you have 25 lives or something.
No, you have a total of 75 lives, but you have
30 seconds or something.
certain. Yeah, you have. It's all the games are timed.
It's short as fuck too.
And you have X number of lives per game that you can try to win the game with.
Okay.
Otherwise, you
Do
will
you get
never
to
win the game.
bet a number of lives or
no.
it's
You fail,
set.
you lose
It's
a
set.
life.
Okay, so you just die.
Yeah, you just die. And
Gotcha.
if you fail a number of times, you're out of
Yeah,
the game.
yeah.
Whatever. One of the games was literally you're blindfolded, and on a big pane of glass, there's some letters that spell out a
You
word.
know those plastic
Yes.
magnet letters?
Yes.
They'll spell a word out somewhere on there.
Yes.
and it's
so
it's this big motherfucker.
It's like a huge whiteboard.
It's like a
size.
70-inch thing or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what you do is you can only use your tongue. And so you have to lick
All of it.
all over the glass to find the words,
And then
then
say
you have
the
to
word.
lick the words to figure out what the word is.
And you have
That's-
15 seconds.
And you have 15 seconds.
Or there's a second story thing. It's like you're sitting there and you have one arm tied behind your back and you have a punching glove on, boxing glove on. And the guy in the second story is dropping a piece of cake at a buzzer or at a whistle, and you have to punch it between your forehead
Right, you have,
and
to,
the boxing
you have
glove.
to catch the cake by punching yourself in the face. You have to catch it between your face and your boxing glove.
So already, like I said, you have this Dave Coulier or what's the other guy from Full House who had the American Funnies or whatever. You have that
Bob Saget.
Bob Saget.
Bob
You have
Saget.
the Bob Saget style comedies oh, well, he missed that. Then you have these two motherfuckers from Limerick who are way too fucking smart for their own goddamn good and have that chav version of Irish concept where
Yeah.
they're just if you repeat a thing enough times, people will wonder what it looks like written backwards. Why would you
And that's
say
the color
that?
commentary.
Yeah, that's their color commentary.
I love because they just do the narration
great.
over the whole thing after it's recorded.
And
After
somebody-
everybody
yeah.
tries.
Yeah.
And then it's just they're fucking brilliant and some
sounds-
of my
it sounds
favorite
amazing.
things.
Like
in
I
the
might
whole
even
world.
sick you after this, Adam. After you're finished with the orange years, I might even sick you in trying to figure out how they fucking work. Like another documentary of just those motherfuckers through the eyes of Americans. Because
What they've done is they've started technically what they consider a new art movement. It's similar to Dadaism.
Okay, yeah.
In how weird they
What's it
are.
called?
But it's called gas cuntism. and so they're
'Cause
like,
they're a bunch of gas cunts.
it's a proper gas cunt there.
What?
Yeah, they call themselves gas cunts. And that's
They have a-
do like they've never appeared in public without the plastic bags over their faces. They cut eye holes
I forgot
and
to
little
mention
nose
that
holes
they always
in
use
their mouth hole.
grocery bags for their.
Yeah.
This is incredible. This is
Yes,
incredible.
they're fantastic.
Yeah.
They've done albums, and then
And then the documentary. They have
and
the-
they did a series of documentaries called "The Rubber Bands Explain Everything," and it started with the anniversary of Ireland 1916.
Okay.
just so low budget and so great.
And, and that was the longest one. And the rest of them, they explain all kinds of the economy, or just how it works, or how
Yeah.
life works, or how sex works, or how anything works.
biology, physics,
Yeah,
chemistry.
and they've done all these little weird mini documentaries.
And they're fucking smart. That's what drives me
And the
crazy.
thing
Is
is, and one of them, blind, because there's two of them. There's Blind Boy Boat Club, that's one of their names, and Mr. Chrome. And Blind Boy has a tendency to go on Irish national television and really talk about the mental health issues of people and
they really care about a
how
bunch of
they
this
lack
shit.
Okay.
how we lack funding to actually take care of the problem and how many people are killing themselves and how many boys are
Wow.
killing themselves.
Bays.
Bays. But he's in a fucking tracksuit and has a plastic bag on his fucking head. And it's perfect. They have
They have a wonderful Facebook group too of
gonna
silly. I mean, I'm going to share some stuff after the segment, but
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
it's amazing.
Please
And
do.
There's a reason why. I mean, there's no reason why they're not the most famous, but also there's a very good reason why they're not the most famous.
Right.
They'll show pictures of. God, okay. I'm looking at stuff now. So anyway,
Yeah.
that's the fight in 3. Let's take a break. We'll come back after this.
Wipe the dust off the canvas and wait till we break.
Or the world's last box of blueberry.
Yeah.
Tripping on his deep groove. And the night's through. What a feeling, what a nice mood. A bam, boom, rock. We're here to rock.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Segment 4. 15 minutes on the clock.
The Rogue 4.
Let's do it. The Rogue 4.
The Rogue 4.
Yeah, so I asked the question, or I didn't ask the question.
Yep.
I insisted on an idea. But Rogue One is not a great movie.
No, it's not.
It's not a great movie. Yeah.
I'll try to make this as cool
Well,
as
you are
possible.
the filmmaker here, so I think your opinion
And a
matters
big Star
most.
Wars fan.
Yeah.
So,
Oh man. So I'm a member of the 501st, which is amazing. Those people are so fucking good. Like they are the nicest human beings that you'll ever meet. So really quickly, a couple reasons that Rogue One is a horrible film. It has no. There's no storytelling sense of continuity.
Nope.
Right? Things
Yep.
happen just because they happen.
Yeah.
Brody, his name Bodhi the pilot, right? Who's the one that has the like intel.
Yeah.
He has his saving grace moment. It's a Doc Brown clock tower moment where he has to plug in a fucking into a socket.
Yeah.
He should have been a pilot that crashes right into the archives, right? Blows something up.
Yep.
Yep. Furthermore, Felicity Jones, I'm blanking on her name, and I apologize for the character.
I called her Ren last night, so I mean,
Yeah. Kylie Minogue Ren. She does not get to kill General Krennic or whatever his name is, Ben Mendelsohn, who's amazing.
Right.
You have Diego Luna who does it, which makes no sense, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Furthermore, Donnie Yen. The most important, the most cardinal sin is that Darth Vader. You can take out his parts, which were amazing. Oh, by the way, also
Fun.
they were fun. You can take him out, and it makes no difference to the story at all.
Yes.
And so,
actually even makes it worse that he's in it because the nerds decided that if you look at the distance between and the fastest you can travel through the universe, it took 6 months to get to where A New Hope starts.
Yes.
So after 6 months of literally chasing down Princess Leia, who's able to take this fucking huge old platter hard drive, turning into a smaller disc, and turning into just something you punch into an R2 unit.
Yes.
Really disturbingly bad CG Princess Leia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I think a lot of people who were not big fans of the movie were like, just don't talk. She talk. God damn it. But like, so it literally was 6 months of them chasing it down just for Darth Vader to be like, hey, so what's the deal? She's like, what do you mean? Like, no, there's no what do you mean after 6 months of intensive car chase. Right.
Right.
Like that's a person that
Surely
she's already drunk.
you've gotten the memo by now.
Yeah. And so the two other things really quickly. Darth Vader should have fought Donnie Yen.
Yes.
And the reason that it needs to happen
because that's a fucking arc, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so what happens? This is my whole like little fan fiction. Really quickly, is that I would have set it up so first you have General Krennic, who tries to take him out, right? They can't find him in the first act. Second act, they bring in the Death Troopers, right? Finally, they get to a point where they're like, listen, we need to like resort to we need to fucking like bring the pain. So everybody is all coming together, right? And they're leaving. They're on Scarif. It looks like they're going to get away, and that's whenever the lights go out, right?
Yeah.
Lights come up.
Yeah.
Darth Vader's there.
The whole time.
Donnie Yen, right? The Force religion person says, "Leave," right?
Yeah.
I'll do this.
I believe in this.
Yes.
Yeah.
May the Force be with you. He leaves, right?
That's the thing.
As it is with me.
Yes,
the Force is with me.
exactly
I'm
right.
the
And so
Force.
he's saying this as the lightsaber's about to clash, right?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
So it happens, and it's the most epic Star Wars battle you've ever seen, right? And then
I mean, you even fake it for Hollywood to give that motherfucker like he instead of having a staff, he finds the fucking like the first version of Darth Maul's fucking double-edged sword. So now they're having like now you're actually adding into the other universes of him like having this same kind of fight and showing how you could do it again. Sorry.
Or if you want, you have Darth Vader, right, who says like a staff, right? That's not a proper battle, right?
Yes, you can fucking retcon it in a way.
Gives him a Jedi sword, right? And he's like, if you're gonna battle me proper, right?
Yeah.
So they have this battle, right? It's going on. Meanwhile, you can have all your other cutscenes, whatever.
Which actually leads into Darth Vader has a lot of hubris in the comics, which is very important to that fucking character. It's like, oh god, I'd love you,
right? So you have your moment, and so there's the moment which could be the total arc for Donnie Yen's character, as he says, they clash sabers. Darth Vader looks into his eyes and says, "The Force is strong with you." So at that point, you're like, he was right the whole time. And at that point, Darth Vader fucking decapitates him.
Of course.
And says,
of course.
"Not strong enough."
Not strong.
And then he's on his way, right?
And not even a dad joke. That's great.
Exactly. You don't need to. You're choking on your aspirations, right? And so then finally with Princess Leia, right? The reveal when she takes it off and you show her, it totally undercuts the importance of showing her at the beginning of A New Hope.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
When you're like, who is that?
Yeah,
oh my gosh, it's Princess Leia, right? Because if you watch them in chronological order, you're like, oh hey, that was that girl. Yeah, it's Princess Leia 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Rogue One sucks. I still think Force Awakens was way better.
It was. I mean,
It was. Yeah.
It's easy to poop on it because, of course, it's like, oh, it's kind of close to New Hope. But like, honestly,
Well, I get it. I knew this. You know the story if
Sure.
you're a fan, right? Before it even came out.
Yep.
But it's just the way that everybody like kicked the bucket, even though they're all supposed to kick the bucket.
Yes.
Was just like everyone's so effective right up until now.
yeah,
Right,
And
until
then
they're not.
they just die left and right like punks.
Because
Well, that-
the original version was supposed to be like Darth Vader murders them all.
Yes.
and they had
Yeah.
like they couldn't work through that.
Yeah,
and
and
it,
like
it feels like a movie that got changed, just like fucking Suicide Squad.
Yes.
which I literally
Which
will die
isn't a
on.
movie. We
No.
don't talk about that anymore.
But you're right. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
And Darth Vader should have been the Michael Myers of that movie. He should have been the one that was the
Yes.
driving force, where every act.
or Batman. Really, we can use Batman too.
That's fine, yeah.
But yeah, so at every turn, he's pushing the thing forward. I'm on your tail. I'm
Yes.
pushing.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's your
Yeah.
like you said, the driving force.
I love that.
Because
Instead of walking across the beach praying because I'm blind, I'm going to go find that switch.
Right.
use your fucking force powers. Yeah,
We get it. Blind faith, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like
Have your super heavy gunner cover you, maybe?
But
Yeah.
that means
He
that
was really good before.
And then
Until
he-
that last moment when he wasn't.
And he goes, no, and he dies like a punk.
Yes.
I know. I don't, it was all just scripted out, like super effective people. And it's like, oh, I can't believe someone threw a grenade in my park.
and that's
I
symptomatic.
guess
of-
I'll sit here and take it.
Right, and that's symptomatic of, I think, all the problems with Star Wars right now. As much as I love The Force Awakens, right? People are powerful. Kylo Ren is amazing, has done things we've never seen before in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
Until he decides not to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? People,
Yes.
people
Yeah, just like being able to fucking force run in the first in Phantom Menace.
Yes.
Like, God, come on, guys.
right.
There's also like I can't remember what her fucking name is. The girl who is now a part of a different network named the Millennial Falcon. She was just a YouTuber who was like really loves Star Wars.
Oh,
and she,
you're super cute, girly.
She's wonderful.
Can't
and
remember-
she's,
yeah.
like,
Can't remember her name.
But she brings up the thing, especially that like if you look at everything in that movie specifically, the only one who has a character arc is K2SO.
Yes.
Because he goes from not trusting a person to trusting a person.
Yes.
Like that's literally it.
And
like,
sacrificing
and
himself.
sacrificing himself
Right.
for those. Yeah.
Right, whenever he says, like, what's her name? Jen Erso. That's her name. She says,
Jen, yeah.
surely you are a remarkable human being, right? And so
Yeah.
his opinion of humans
He's
has
learned.
changed.
Yeah.
Yes.
He went from not letting her have a gun to actually wanting her to live forever. You
Right,
know?
right.
While they're going through their digital Dewey Decimal System to get the fucking one bullshit thing.
Yeah.
And, like, so,
that was
like,
really dumb.
Only because you brought up some really interesting granular arguments about it. Like, one thing that drives me fucking crazy about
Yeah.
that movie is that because Krennic had to fucking die, the planet they were on is pretty big.
Yes.
And the Death Star decided that instead of firing exactly where the bad thing was happening, they had to shoot through Krennic in order for him to be killed by his own monster, his own Frankenstein bullshit.
Right.
And then it hits and now they can have their beach moment. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Let's just sit here and wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, there were just so many problems with that
So
movie.
many
And
fucking
I
problems.
really wanted it to be better than it was.
Me too. And ultimately, that's the problem, right? It's like,
I still like the last 10 minutes of it. Great space battle. Except the TIE fighters. I'll keep
Oh,
that.
it was beautiful.
I give the
oh
TIE
my
fighters.
god, there's so many
Yes,
TIE
it
fighters. There were millions of TIE fighters that came out of that one fucking bay. Like,
Right.
No, it was
Yeah.
All at
cool.
one time.
Yeah.
It's like it's a cool idea, but at the same time, it's like someone's like, no, turn up the TIE fighters. It's called. Did you watch that documentary about the visual effects industry? About how they get fucked over often. They call
yeah,
they
I
call
did.
it pixel fucking.
Pixel fucking.
Pixel
Yeah.
fucking. So it's this really interesting short documentary about people who work in the visual effects industry that cannot be unionized because there's, like, I mean.
Yep.
There's
excuse
too
me,
much. There's too much power
there's-
against them.
Well, there's also just Korea. There's also Canada.
Yes.
There's no way to have an international union for a thing. And so this guy's like, it's like pixel fucking. Pixel fucking is when you are working on a project, and the director or the producer or someone comes in and says like, that's not right by 1 pixel as a joke.
Right. It's
It's about like
in design. That's the thing. It's like
Pixel
this is
peeping,
all
yeah.
perfect except push this 4 pixels to the left,
Yes,
and it's
right.
like go fuck yourself.
It was about Titanic specifically. It's like who directed Titanic?
James Cameron.
So Cameron's looking at like, so they did this big scene, it's like the push off the Titanic, like the maiden voyage, whatever, and there's seagulls flying around. And Cameron's like, those seagulls are too small. I'm like, well, we actually looked at the size of seagulls in the area and the size of the Titanic based on everything that we know about the Titanic.
At the time, at that place.
And that's too small. And he's like, well, no, it's still too small. Like, well, those are the seagulls that exist in that world. And he's like, what about North Pacific seagulls because of the time that it was pushed off? I'm like, really?
And
Again,
like,
is this the hill you want to die on?
You're fucking Monty Python? Are you kidding me?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like an unladen seagull.
Yeah.
Where did you get the coconut?
Well, that was swallows, but, you know.
Well, yeah,
I know. That was a thing.
That's the joke.
Sorry, I'm an autistic robot.
That's all right. Hey, I'm happy to talk to K2SO.
But the same fucking that scene when they open the bay doors and all of a sudden just a fucking shitload of TIE fighters. I literally like thought in my head, like, now because you can middleware most of fucking a lot of digital shit. Like someone's like, you're at like a 5. Can you give me a 10 of TIE fighters? And they just turned a big fucking knob.
Yep.
Copy paste.
Can
Copy
you-
paste. Copy paste.
Yeah, can you get no? Wait, okay, that's pretty good. But can you give me a Zeppelin?
Yeah.
That's right, 11. Turn it to 11.
Yeah.
You're not eating today, boy.
We actually we're running out of time, so we should go ahead and
Let us
do a toast.
Oh, but super guest
Adam
style.
Sweeney, you're the super guest. So
Yeah,
you
it's been
actually
great,
have.
man.
What do you want to toast this week?
I want to toast Hollywood and actually anybody that is creative with new ideas. And I want to toast this podcast, man, because you guys are amazing. So thank you so much.
That's
Thanks,
the alcohol
dude.
talking, but we'll take it.
And also, it's the alcohol. It's big.
Someone's been drinking.
Brought to
Cheers.
you by WebEx. If you have a conference call and you need to be naked. Cheers.
Which he sets the standard in.
That's me at work.
Adam Sweeney, where can we find you online if you want to be found online?
Sure,
pimp you
absolutely. You can probably find me at Facebook, Twitter, Adam Sweeney or ATX Pop Rocks. But if you want to find the film, it is theorangeyears.com.
Oh, cool,
And
cool,
yeah,
cool.
and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're really thankful to. I mean, it's just awesome. I mean, we really do get to live a childhood dream, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful to get to talk about it with you guys. And
Are you doing any kind of crowdsourcing, Patreon, any of those?
Yes, so we did. So we did a crowdfund for the beginning for pre-production for travel. We have a couple other trips because this got bigger than we thought it could have turned into.
Yeah, sure.
So we will be
You wind
doing.
up being pioneers of a concept that everyone wanted to do. Like, wow.
Including people who were involved who were like, I can't believe no one's done this before.
You're the Will Wheaton of Nickelodeon.
Mark Summers has an insane writer in his contract.
Yes. By the way, yeah. Mark Summers
was
is
joking.
no. But Mark Summers is rich beyond your wildest dreams
Oh, I bet.
because
Yeah.
he has
That's sweet slime money, man.
No, he has a Double Dare money though.
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
George,
Double Dare, I know that one too.
Yeah.
Double Dare
So George Lucas, the reason he has the money, right? All the money is because he took the merchandising rights, right? Mark Summers, he took Double Dare merchandising rights.
Oh,
so what he
man.
says, so as he describes it, he says it's almost like he's like some type of like strip club owner. He's like, anything with the double D's on it, that's mine. And he's being
That's
dead
amazing.
serious. But yeah, so all that is to say is that yes, in June we are looking to do another Kickstarter because we want to make sure that we give some love to people that do animation. Also, we're bringing actually a lot of comedic talent that are going to get to speak on behalf of the narrative, right? So if you imagine kind of in a way, we've talked about like the way that Best Week Ever does, where they do where they used to do the critique,
Or I love the 80s or whatever.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think that sounds perfect, and so yeah, we will be doing some more crowdsourcing, crowdfunding, and we hope to get you guys involved. We're very fortunate.
Yeah, hook us up. We'll always share it.
You're great.
Because
Thank
it's
you.
fucking rad.
That's super cool.
Let's have a launch party here.
Yes,
Oh, and we have a projector.
Maybe on a projector.
we'll do a slime party. It'll be amazing.
Yeah, and some phloem.
Oh yeah, we can
Which
get
is
some-
just slime combined with the stuffing of a beanbag.
yes, right.
That man is a
not-
genius.
that's
If
not
you
wrong,
ever
yeah.
see him again, give him like a high five from me. 'cause
Yes,
that shit is
David
fucking...
David Vogler. You should look him up. His name is David Vogler. He is the smartest man ever.
It smells so good. Why does Flum smell so good?
You know what? He explained it's hand lotion is a compound
Oh, really?
that
Okay.
solidifies it.
There's a scene because you haven't seen Guardians yet, right?
No.
But
Tomorrow, though. Yeah.
you're gonna see Floam in that movie.
Are you serious?
I swear to Christ.
Yeah, you will.
Not as a joke to the 90s or 80s, but
Yeah.
there's gonna be a scene where you're like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like it's awesome. Because every time I'm like, oh, because I saw it twice so far, I was like, it's still there. It's so cool.
It was still Flow.
Yeah, still fucking Floam after all these years.
How cool.
But thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
Yeah,
man. I
it's been
really
great.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Adam, thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
You're welcome. I'm glad to be here.
I love you so much.
I love you.
Yay! Dylan, thanks for helping me run the show.
Of course.
If you like the show, you want to know about if you want to know more about the show, you can go to drunkcastlive.com. That's drunkcastlive.com. Ringtones and Bandcamp. You can go to iTunes. You can go to the Google Store. You can find us on Stitcher and eventually tune in. There's a thing, but not on Podbean. Fuck you, Podbean, you piece of shit.
A little harsh, but
Well, okay. I love you, Podbean. I'm sorry. I'm a little drunk.
But they're all like, pay us, please.
Papers,
And we're not down for that, man.
We are at Drunk Live on Twitter. We're Drunk Live Pics on IG, which is Instagram for you old people. You can go to questions at Drunk Live. You can email questions at drunklive.com. That's an email address where you can send us your hate mail. You can go to you can call 802-359-7468. That's 802-359-SHOT. You can call or text that fucking number. Tell us if you're out there. Because again,
you be the first.
you be the first.
Tell us about your traffic jam.
How many hundreds
Tell
of
us
thousands
about-
of people listen to the show and not say a goddamn thing?
Because they're all bots.
They're all, I mean, like, maybe. I would like that story, but it doesn't seem like
Well,
it worked.
fucking call or text the number and prove me wrong.
Please prove me wrong. Prove him wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Me. I don't believe your people. I think you can click the I'm not a robot checkbox.
Just that one box. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Now that's a serious,
fucking
serious
worthless,
allegation.
Yeah.
Fucking
So,
worthless script.
Respond to this charge, but
Right? That's also you, Chris Hardwick. Just because I haven't made fun of Chris Hardwick in a while.
yeah,
You better call us sometime or we'll believe you're a robot. So, yes.
pretty sure.
What else? That's it.
dirty scripts.
We will love you. We do love you. Please podcast responsibly. And we'll see you
Yes.
next week.
We come to let you know what the deal is.
Pullman gets his. My point.
He always does.